Oh, there's the murderer. Wow, he is the murderer. Oh. Ah! Ah! Yes! Hello everyone, this is Red Panda ZR here. If you're watching this, you might be wondering why I'm not in game. The reason why I'm not in game is because I want to talk about something that I have. If you don't know what my real name is, my real name is William Pabst, and I've been doing YouTube for like a year now, since the summer I was about to go to college soon. If you guys do not know, I have a disability. And you know what I mean by disability? I have autism. If you don't know what autism is, basically it's a disability that you're born with, and it can impact your behaviors. This can happen at any time, and sometimes it may lead to long-term tantrums depending on how the behavior can be. Like, if you be sure to you guys watch and stick around till the very end, because this video will give you some life lessons, but also some stuff you may not know, depending on what I'm about to say. Back when I was a baby, I kept getting upset and I distanced myself from my family. A few years later, when I moved to Southern California, I went to therapy every day just so that my disabilities are in control. And every day after school, I had an autism mentor. Every day after school, like it was a woman named Kim, and she was nice when I first met her when I was just a child. Like, she taught me like everything. Like, she actually taught me the difference between right and wrong from when I saw pictures that she was holding, like cards. You don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I have seen it in videos before, and normally some people do refer to me as being autistic. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you probably seen me repeat myself a lot, and basically, oh, sorry if I repeated myself. Just remember, guys, this video is an understanding on why I keep repeating myself, but also why I have the disabilities. So basically, I was on both of those, basically on the spectrum, but also on the autism side. As I got older, when I was growing up, I grew more into my disabilities as I got older, until eventually I went into middle school. As I got into middle school, I actually became a very bad kid. I was constantly getting into trouble a lot, back both in elementary and middle school. Because back in elementary school, I have been throwing tantrums a lot because of my disabilities, which is also autism, if you do not know. Yeah, one of the most bad incidents that happened in middle school is me yelling in my class in front of everyone near the end of the school year. And when that happened, I actually did get upset, and I felt very sorry for everyone, until eventually my teacher got me into one of the rooms I was in between one of the classrooms, and basically we had a long talk. After that day, I learned, and basically after what happened, my yelling actually did scare everybody in my class, which was why I knew, which is why after the lesson I learned, that's how I knew it was actually a bad idea. And basically, if you're in school, guys, be sure to behave yourselves, because if you have autism and you're having problems, be sure to talk to an adult you trust. This can also be a parent too, like a counselor or something if you're having trouble like fitting in or getting bullied. If you actually are getting bullied because of your disabilities, my best recommendation would be talk to a parent and teacher and sort things out from there. All right, let's move on to the next one. If you don't know, I'm using the script because sometimes there's a chance I may not know what to say. So I hope you guys have an understanding of why I have it, okay? All right, a couple of years back in the middle school, like, I actually have gotten bullied before. The first one started back in like 6th grade. It was during lunchtime. And so on the weekday, I remember when I was waiting in line, one girl named Amy, who was waiting impatiently at the lunch line, said, "Can you please move?" I ignored her, and then that's when she got the idea to just like push me to the ground very badly. Luckily, I was not hurt when it happened. One of the other things, basically after that day, I got up, I told the teacher on her, and she got in trouble, and I'm pretty sure she probably did get detention for like a few days. And then there was another occurrence when it happened in 8th grade, but this time this was totally different. Another girl named Sophia, while I was walking to gym class, she actually threw a cup at me while I was on the way, and then eventually, right after I got hit with that cup, I looked behind myself, facing her, knowing that I knew it was her and her friend who threw it at me. After she threw it at me, that's when I decided that it was the best idea to tell the teacher, and then I got a word to the assistant principal, and she actually got lunch detention and also a lot of trouble for like weeks. And that's basically one time how she became a little bit of my school bully. She actually did bully my best friend Aisha, which was why she said, "Are you dating Aisha?" And Aisha said no, and basically Aisha just told her to leave me and her alone. One of the things I remember that I did was great was dancing to How Long by Charlie Puth up on a stage during the variety show. I just actually remember dancing with her at the variety show for the night, and basically and for that night, it was actually the best night I've had when it happened. And then a little bit of a flash forward, things have grown more with my disabilities, as eventually when I moved on into high school. When I got into high school, well, actually, during high school, back in 9th grade, I was actually being a very good kid eventually, but then eventually I got a little bit of, eventually I did get a little bit into trouble, but I don't want to go deep into it, so you guys can, I don't want to go like too deep into it because the rest of that was me. I was starting to get better at my disabilities, but one of the memories I've had was climbing up the stairs until one of the teachers got really mad at me. Eventually, that memory does end immediately at that point. And also, one of the other things, well, during high school, everything changed when the entire world started to shut down and everybody was in quarantine and stuck at home. It was a crazy day when that happened, because when virtual learning came in, it was starting to go good, and I was doing my best. I have been given me and my sister Layla, of course, who you've heard in my previous video of that hide and seek challenge. Basically, her and I actually had to follow a schedule that was provided by my stepmom and including my dad. And then eventually, after things were getting better with quarantine and everybody got COVID shots, eventually when I went up to college, Oh, actually, before college, there's one thing I want to keep you in mind. Before I even went to college, during high school, I have read the graphic novel Guts by Raina Telgemeier. Because if you have read the book, it's basically about how Raina controlled her anxiety. Basically, she has gone to therapy and went to the doctor multiple times because of IBS. When I saw the when I read the graphic novel, turns out when I saw who that character was, when one said Raina, turns out that was actually the author when she was a kid. And while I was reading that book, it definitely gave me a good understanding on what to do with my disability since there was no cure for autism. Since there was no cure for autism, the only thing that Raina did when she had her anxiety was just live with it. And when I heard about that while reading the end of the book, that's when I decided that I was just gonna just live my life with my disabilities, just being my normal self with my autism. That's what gave me an understanding to live with it. And then when I went to college, during college, when I went to college, it started back in August 13th when I was about to leave for the airport. It was actually my first time moving away from home. And then a couple of years back, when I was in the Fire Nation Discord, or if you don't know the Fire Nation Discord, it's the one made by Preston Plays. Basically, when they did a Kahoot event, when I was doing the Kahoot with Preston Plays fans, and along with my friend Raven, who was once in that server, I accidentally made a terrible mistake by promoting my friend's YouTube channel, and basically after the 1 hour timeout, I decided that's when the community manager, if you don't know who Spectre is, basically he's a community manager who works for Preston, and I already know his real name is Ashton Jordan, but I already have proof of his doings. So after the timeout, he banned me thinking I was a pedophile and a harassment to the server, even though I would not do anything wrong. That was big. And funny enough, a few days later after that, that's when he decided that after I got banned, one of his moderators decided to ban my friend Raven for talking about me because she was trying to convince him to let him back in because I was trying to say sorry. And since they did not listen to her, they decided to ban her too. And Spectre decided that after that, when one of my friends were in the server, he decided to ask one of my friends for my personal information, and one of his options where he gave to my friends was he can either get my personal information from one of my friends, and I've already knew, and so I probably knew, asking what I had and where I lived. Sorry if I'm changing the subject a little bit. I also just want to talk about that story I've had. Basically, after I was banned, funny enough, he decided that he wanted to call the police on me, thinking I was gonna kill one of my friends for murdering for a murder that I would never do. And the other thing was, the truth was that I would never do that. I would never threaten to murder anyone, never. From that day after that, I decided to talk about it. Turns out when they saw it, I did not do anything wrong. I did not do anything bad or something very bad. And then a few years later that's when I found out from my friend Albert Gamers. If you watch him, he's actually one of my buddies in Discord. and he's also an active developer. Basically, he has also proof. Basically, Spectre, aka Ashton Jordan, was also using the dark web to find my IP address so he could track my physical location. And then eventually he started to falsely ban people who were associated with me, even though the ones even thinking that they were breaking the rules, even though they were not doing anything wrong. It's not like community managers are not supposed to ban people who are associated with me, even though they did not do anything wrong. If he keeps it up, he can get fired from TBNR for violating Discord TOS or along with TBNR policy rules. Basically, from when I was figuring out some clues, from when I saw I didn't do anything wrong, basically, when I saw pictures from my friends, he decided that... Actually, I'm just going to wrap up the video there. I'll talk more about during the situation. My name is Red Panda ZR. Actually, my name is William Pabst, aka Red Panda ZR. If you enjoyed this video and it has given you a lesson, be sure to give a huge like on this video. Also, hit that subscribe button and also tap that notification bell so you never miss out on any new future videos I post. I hope this video gives you a lesson. If you guys do want to see me do like IRL videos, I will create a vlog channel one time if you want to see me do stuff in IRL, like in real life. And eventually, I'm just getting started with my YouTube channel. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.